sees himself as underrated and one of those undiscovered gems, but the more and more that he gets out there and the more eyes that see him, the more championship opportunities he gets, etc., he's not going to be undiscovered for very long.
A whole lot of eyeballs on this particular matchup. It's a good opportunity for Bryan Keith to show what he can do. If he can hand James Storm a loss here today, be a feather in his cap and guarantee future opportunities here in BLP, that's for sure, and probably across the wrestling scene as everyone's watching these shows here on Fight this weekend.
Yeah, this is a huge, huge weekend for professional wrestling down in Nashville. The official warning Bryan Keith, but Keith right back to Storm, relentless.
Continuing to chop away at the chest of the Cowboy, James Storm. Big forearm in the corner now from Bryan Keith repeatedly.
Oh, and Bryan Keith, you hear that? Saying, come on, Storm.
Talking some trash.
And a handful of hair.
That might just fire up James Storm to get even more aggressive. But Bryan Keith being as relentless as he needs to be to try to get the win here. With our main event tonight, PCO will defend the BLP Heavyweight Championship in a four-way matchup. Levi Everett, Kelvin Tankman, and Joshua Bishop his opponents.
And now Storm firing up. Keith, though, reverses. Whoa!
Big hip toss, launching him into the corner. Storm with Bryan Keith, reversal of the whip. Up and over in the corner goes James Storm, off the ropes. He comes.
Whoa!
Chops him down.
And now James Storm very much back in control here. Oh, Keith, out of the way.
He avoided that super kick attempt. Quickly to the floor he goes. Try to think about his strategy just a little bit.
The official making a count here, but James Storm not going to wait to see if Bryan Keith gets back in the ring, going after him.
Spins him around and lands a shot right in front of these fans here in the front row.
Oh.
Big boot from that kid.
Kids are gross. All sorts of stuff could be sticking to the bottom of that shoe. You never know.
Devastating maneuver.
Oh!
Everyone's getting in on the action here.
I can't speak to the sanitary conditions of all the shoes in the crowd. And
that counts as breaking the referee's
sure.
count. He touched the Save with Conrad logo on the canvas. She just kicked it, and that guy kicked him. Everybody's kicking Bryan Keith in the head here.
Every sole of every shoe being used.
Buy a front row ticket. Big boot for Bryan Keith.
And listen, this is a convention, baby. You could probably get these shoes signed and sell them. Oh, that's a slide into the sock. Bryan Keith.
You see something new in professional wrestling.
Another break of the count by James Storm.
That one was even more tentative than the first one.
We all bow to the altar of Conrad to break the count. And now, with that, though, Bryan Keith able to reverse things on the outside.
Chop across the chest.
Oh, big hip toss on the floor.
Devastating the back of James Storm right there.
And now our officials come on the outside.
It's just concrete. Storm trying to pull it together.
Yeah, and Bryan Keith has already made his way back into the ring. It looks like he's pretty happy to take that count out after that hip toss on the floor.
Hey, whether it's a count out or what have you, it's still a win. Realized James Storm was back on his feet, was probably going to get back inside the ring, connected with that boot. Out to the floor once again comes Bryan Keith.
Yeah, but Storm fighting back.
Oh, he's going to send him into the chairs. Reversal of the whip. And through several rows of chairs goes James Storm.
You don't have to move when the wrestlers come at you.
But
it's advised.
It's a smart thing to do.
You don't have to. And now James Storm is trying to get himself back up. He used the chairs.
I mean, if you'd like a 270-pound human being flying at you, sure, stay in your chair.
And now Keith back in the ring, dropping a big knee, and finally going for a cover.
Had the leg hook too, but Storm able to kick out. You're not going to defeat a veteran of this sport that easily. It's going to take a lot for Bryan Keith to put James Storm down for a 3 count or make him submit, and now just flurry of punches right to the head. Referee Dan Perch trying to talk some sense into Bryan Keith to open the fist.
And Bryan Keith just looking a little bit frustrated. He always looks angry, but there's a little bit of frustration on that face. I think he thought that after that battle on the outside, it would just be a matter of pinning James Storm, but Storm not giving up.
He's resilient. He can take a beating, that's for sure. And continue to pull out wins in professional wrestling. Several shots to the midsection and now to the head of Bryan Keith.
Oh, Keith behind. Oh, but Storm fighting it. Oh!
Keith driven back first into the corner, and James Storm follows up. Shot right to the face. All the way across the ring, James Storm charges into the corner.
Wow. That was close. James Storm again just launched across the ring, and there's been some impressive shows of strength by Bryan Keith in this match, because James Storm is not a small man by any account.
Still was able to elevate James Storm with that Uranagi variation. Fans encouraging James Storm to fire back here, get back to his feet.
And he seems to be feeding off that energy. He's staggered, but again, still not going down. See him shaking off that shot into the turnbuckle.
Bryan Keith taking Storm on a tour of the turnbuckles in the corners. Head first everywhere.
Going all the way around here. Oh, and now a huge chop.
And into the 4th turnbuckle as well.
Oh, but James Storm, I don't think Bryan Keith realizes it, but James Storm, somehow that last shot just fired him up.
And the fans encouraging him as well. Blocked that shot, landed several of his own. Reversal of the whip, Storm off the ropes.
Whoa!
Inverted atomic drop from James Storm.
And now just a jab straight to the nose.
Charges in, catches himself on the apron, and connects with a kick to the back of the head of Bryan Keith. Was the clothesline attempt, kick to the midsection by James Storm. Combination takes him off his feet.
This could be it.
It was close, but only 2.
And this really has been the best opportunity James Storm has had since he was sent to the outside.
We're gonna put him away.
Here we go.
Has Bryan Keith up.
Oh, Keith out behind.
Fighting for the advantage here. Butterflying the arms of Storm.
Oh, that Emerald Explosion bomb.
Only gets 2. Huge maneuver right there from Bryan Keith, but Storm able to survive.
Bryan Keith 100% thought he had this locked up. Watch the impact.
As those arms butterflied, hoists him up.
And now you can see Keith with the beer. Oh, with the beer bottle. Are we gonna have another disqualification?
And just adding insult to injury, pouring that beer and taking a swig himself. Referee needs to get that beer bottle out of the ring.
The official takes it away. Oh!
As soon as the referee turns around, James Storm drives that knee into Bryan Keith. He needs to stay focused on his opponent completely.
Oh! Huge super kick. But oh! James Storm fires back one of his own. Bryan Keith is down.
Leg hooked. And that is it. The Cowboy James Storm is your winner.